once you reach the final phase of your journey, give in-center exams, in-center mocks. That helps a lot in your final CAT day. So once I started my exams, the people were flowing in and there was a lot of chaos, and I thought that my VARC section is doomed. After the exams, I heard people saying that the CAT exam was easy, the higher marks would fetch a higher percentile, but it was opposite. This year's exam was most difficult and we had higher percentile at lower marks. So hi, I am Tushar. I was born and brought up in Delhi. I did my graduation from Delhi as well, and talking about my background, I did BSc Honours Computer Science from Sri Guru Gobind Singh College of Commerce, University of Delhi. So talking about my past academics, I had a 9.9 profile, and talking about my graduation, I had a cumulative CGPA of 8.5. When I was starting my graduation, it was my plan that I had to do MBA once I graduate, right? I was always fascinated by the job of a consultant, like how different consultants work in companies like McKinsey, Bain. So this was my first, let's say, inclination of interest towards management. And as I explored the pathway of that career, so that was my motivation to do an MBA from a top business school in India or abroad. So talking about my CAT prep journey, I started it around January of the year in which I gave CAT. From January to November, I split my, let's say, preparation into 3 parts. So first one from January to June, or let's say beginning of July, and from July to October, and then was the final sprint from October to November. So talking about the first part of the journey, I like strengthen all my concepts, like basically the foundational concepts in quants, DLR. For what I did for VARC, I like read the Hindu newspaper almost daily. And apart from that, I read an article or 2 from Aeon Essays. It's very good site if you have to build your comprehension from start. And talking about quants, I like followed a faculty named Ravi Prakash on Unacademy and YouTube. And apart from that, DLR, I also practiced 2 or 3 sets daily. As I practiced variety of sets from different sources, my, let's say, foundational concepts got strengthened. And from talking about my second phase of my journey from July, I started giving mocks. So I gave, let's say, 7 to 8 mocks a month. And the strategy of giving a mock is, on a day you give a mock, right? On a day next to it, you analyze that. So if you do not analyze a mock, you would not gain the benefit of giving a mock. So I analyzed each and every mock I gave. I, let's say, maintained whole record, what I am scoring and what should I score, my target score that I should score in the next mock, and what I scored in the previous mock. So this was the mock giving strategy. I was giving all the mocks from my home. But in October and November, what I did, I gave in-center mocks. That was very important because you get the hold of settings, right? So if you are going to a different place, you have the pressure built in you. So that is what I recommend, that once you reach the final phase of your journey, give in-center exams, in-center mocks. That helps a lot in your final CAT day. So initially, when I was giving mocks, so quants was my strongest subject. So I secured somewhere around 98 to 99.5 percentile in the mocks in quant section. But VARC was something that I was struggling on, and DLR was in between. Like sometimes I was able to do 3.5 sets in the mock, but sometimes I was not able to do a single set. So it fluctuated in DLR, but in VARC I struggled because sometimes you are not able to comprehend the RC, and once you are not able to comprehend your RC, you waste 20 to 30 minutes on a single RC. Talking about my final exam, I secured most marks in DLR and then VARC, but I like scored my lowest percentile in quants. So it's not that the strongest section that you have in mocks would be your strongest section in the CAT as well. So yeah, that's what my experience has been. One thing that I still remember during D-Day, what happened. So the center in which I gave my exams, so there was a lot of chaos in it. We had more number of people and less number of systems. So what happened is that some people started their exam 10 minutes before, and I was one of them. So once I started my exams, the people were flowing in and there was a lot of chaos, and I thought that my VARC section is doomed. But what I did, I just closed my ears and went on to the exam. I read my first RC passage. I was able to comprehend a part of it. I was not able to comprehend another part of it. But once the things started getting flowing in, I read whole paper, and I was able to attempt somewhere around 22 questions out of 24. So after VARC section, I think the paper was smooth. Talking about the DLR section, what I did, so the DLR slot is of 40 minutes, right? So I was able to solve 2.5 sets in first 20 minutes, and then the next 20 minutes I was not able to attempt a single questions. One thing that I learned out of it is you do not have to panic once you are not able to solve a question. After my DLR section, I know I had a quant section following in. So I didn't panic, I just move on to the quant section. I know what has happened has happened. So once I move on to the quant section, I attempted 18 to 19 questions out of 24. And after the exams, I heard people saying that the CAT exam was easy. The higher marks would fetch a higher percentile, but it was opposite. This year's exam was most difficult, and we had higher percentile at lower marks. So talking about my sectional percentile, I had 98.54 percentile in VARC, 99.61 percentile in DLR, and somewhere around 97 percentile in quants. And talking about the calls, since I was a fresher, let's say a general engineer mill fresher, I got calls from IIM Lucknow, IIM Kozhikode, and IIM Indore, and all the rest of new IIMs and baby IIMs. One of my interview that I still remember was from IIM Kozhikode. So what the professor who was taking the interview said, that you are too young to do an MBA. So that's the line that I still remember from that interview. And after that line, whole interview went in that phase, like what's your age and why you are not coming here before taking experience. My interview from IIM Indore was my best interview because I thought I connected with the panel who was taking the interview. So one thing that you should take care of while giving interviews is that you should connect with the panel. You should able to converse in a way that they remember you after you have went from the venue. Before going to interview, there are 3 sections that you need to prepare. One section is you need to know about yourself. So basically your HR questions, what you have done in your graduation, and what you have studied in your 10th and 12th, and everything that you have mentioning in the form. So one section is that. And the second section is what is going on in the world, the current affairs, the general awareness, the place where you belong. You should know each and everything about that. And third thing is, for example, let's say you are interested in one of the domains, let's say marketing, finance, operations. So you need to know basics about that. So these are the 3 sections that you need to prepare before going into an interview. So one thing about CAT is it's unpredictable. So once you have gotten a percentile, it's not the case that you can replicate it again without studying. So you first of all you have to put same amount of efforts that you put before. And talking about IIM Indore, so IIM Indore is one of the best B schools in the country. So I decided that rather than giving it another shot, I should go with IIM Indore. And once I talked with many alumni of IIM Indore, so I got a decent feedback of the college and all the alumni networks. So I decided to join IIM Indore this year only. The last thing that I would like to recommend to all the CAT aspirants is that, so I have been receiving messages as well on various sites such as LinkedIn that we have been not scoring good mock scores. So I would like to recommend that there will be times when you will not be able to score good mock scores, but I recommend just go on, do not stop in between. So once you give enough number of mocks till your CAT day, I think you will ace the CAT definitely.